Hi, my name is Steven, and today I'm going to be doing my first value persuasive speech about why dogs are better companions than cats. To quote Charles de Gaulle, "The better I know men, the more I find myself loving dogs." Now, this short quote can give us some deep insight into how important dogs have been throughout our history, both past and current. During this speech, I'm going to be covering a brief history of domestication of both the dog and cat, the role that the dog and cat both played in pre- and post-agricultural times, the role moving forward after the Industrial Revolution, why pet ownership of dogs is higher than that of cats, and why, scientifically speaking, your dog loves you more than your cat does. Moving into the origin of the dog, we can see that the dog was actually the first animal that was domesticated by humans, happening somewhere between 15 and 20,000 years ago in Eastern Europe. Looking towards the cat, we can see that the cat was first domesticated from the African wildcat in the Fertile Crescent region of Mesopotamia, along with northern Africa, around where Egypt was located. While both these animals are quite different, they both served a purpose for mankind, and that's why we kept them around, considering they both pretty much domesticated themselves. Comparing both pre- and post-agriculturally, we can see that pre-agriculturally, the dogs did a lot of things for mankind to help us expand and conquer more territory and become what we are today. Now, dogs worked as an early warning system for people in case there were any sort of large predator or tribes, as well as working as a deterrent against those invaders and potential predators. They also worked as hunting companions for early hunting and gathering cultures. Cats, on the other hand, pre-agriculturally speaking, were not domesticated, so there's nothing really to cover there. Post-agriculturally, dogs started to move more into sheep herding, protecting cattle, and once again, still guarding the village or home, depending on where the individual lived. Cats, on the other hand, were actually domesticated post-agriculturally about 3,700 BC, where they were mostly used to protect farmland and the home from potential vermin or any other sort of nuisance that would either spread disease or kill their crop. So about this time, animals, speaking cat and dog, were pretty neck and neck as far as their value to humans. But moving more forward to about the time of the Industrial Revolution, when dogs and cats started to become more of just purely companion-based animals, we could see that dogs still retained some of their specialized characteristics that still made them invaluable to humans in certain circumstances. To just cover a few of them, we could see that dogs have been used in warfare for times predating the Industrial Revolution, but well through it, doing things such as bomb sniffing, tracking down enemies, and just boosting general morale of the platoon or army or whoever needs them. They've also been used in law enforcement for things like drug detection, seeing if there was any chemicals used in arson cases, and apprehending potential suspects. They've also been used for their smell for search and rescue to see if there's anyone below avalanche snow, debris, and hurricanes and earthquakes, and as far as missing persons are concerned. Along with this, according to the American Kennel Society, there are 500,000 service dogs currently in use helping disabled Americans with things such as seizures, any sort of amputee, people in wheelchairs, and anxiety disorders. To a lesser extent, cats also do this, but only service dogs are certified to do certain things like detecting seizures and helping people with disabilities that aren't able to move around, less ambulatory, if you will. So you might think to yourself, well, I'm not one of these individuals that has one of these highly specialized needs, like someone who's disabled or is in the military, law enforcement, search and rescue. Why would I still pick a dog over a cat as my primary companion? And I would say to this that even though you might not be in one of those specialized fields, we can still see that from a Washington Post survey, Based on the data, people are still more likely to say that they're very happy with their choice of getting a dog over any other animal. At 36%, we could see that people said they are very happy with their choice of only having a dog, as compared to 18% with people that only have a cat. Compare this to people who have no pet. They said they were 32% satisfied with the fact that they have no pet, stating pretty much that people without a pet are happier than people who actually have a cat. And I believe this comes down to the factor that cats actually don't love you as much as dogs. This is something that was proven during a BBC research study that looked at the oxytocin, or the love hormone, secreted through the saliva of both dogs and cats. Now we could see that after an introduction between the owner and the animal, for about a 10-minute period of time, they measured the saliva content of oxytocin. Now the dog had 5 times as much oxytocin in their saliva as the cat, henceforth proving that dogs actually do love you more than cats do. Looking over what we went through, we see that dogs and cats have both been pretty instrumental in the development of society. Dogs a bit more so than cats, considering they were there longer, and they're still in current use now, as compared to cats who are just used for companionship. Along with this, dogs generally show more affection towards their owner as compared to a cat. To give you a quick metaphor before I leave you, I would say that a cat is kind of like a roommate you met online. They pay the rent, they do what they need to do, but they're not very much happy to interact with you. A dog is like somebody who you've known for a long time who moves in with you. He not only does what he has to do, but he's happy to see you. He wants to converse with you, and he loves hanging out with you. That's why dogs are better pets than cats. Thank you.